So I was having a relaxing scroll through my Instagram about a week ago, but that relaxation was absolutely thwarted by this post from Okendamas. It was challenge time yet again, and we all know how that last one went. So difficult and so stress-inducing and headache-causing and ice cream needing. So this challenge is obviously different from the last, as it is how many consecutive J-sticks you can get in 30 seconds, whereas the last challenge was Earth turns, of course. I'm gonna run through each of the 5 days that I put some time into grinding this out, starting with day 1. Now, this was a new challenge, so in the first short little session, I was just getting a feel for the J-sticks because it's simply not something I've ever consciously chased before. I've never deliberately chosen to put myself through this kind of wooden toy torture. The best run that I got in this session was 12 in a row, which honestly I don't think is too bad, but it was pretty fluky to be honest. So while getting an actual good feel for the flow of the consecutive J-sticks, I was also deciding which of my damas felt best to go for this on, and this would hopefully set me up for the best chance at success. I'm doing this for future me. I love that guy. On to day 2. This was a day of learning. I had pretty much settled on either the Chrome Pop or the Sweets Zac mod being the Dama that would get this done. Their roughed up bevels and medium weight flowed right for me, and at the end of this workday, I ripped about 2 hours of straight attempts. Now, 2 hours sounds like a long time, but I have basically nothing to show for it. Now, even though I don't have a super long streak to show, I did learn 2 things that would help me with this challenge. One was that I felt a lot more consistent with tighter J-sticks that flowed quickly between each other, as opposed to higher throws and treating each J-stick as an independent trick. To some extent, I had to focus on them independently to actually land them, but not to the point where each throw felt like, a totally different trick. The second thing I learned was the importance of breaks. I decided for day 3 and 4 that I'd do more shorter sessions instead of this long straight session because I really only felt myself getting sloppier as I kept grinding. I did manage to one-up myself literally from day 1 and got 13 on day 2. Meh. Now, onwards and upwards, with everything we've learned carrying over into day 3. I decided to have a few short sessions to grind these out throughout the day, and it starts on my lunch break from work here where I managed to string 13 together again. There's really not too much to say about technique or anything. The only thing that you'll see is sometimes I'll switch between the Chrome and the Sweets just to change up the feel, but the Sweets Dama I think does feel a lot more consistent for me at this point. Oh, and also I did try the J-sticks with the small cup towards me instead of the big cup, and that threw me right off, so keeping the big cup towards me was a must, and I guess that's kind of a little technique thing. I squeezed a different short session in before I had to leave for my vaccine actually, #Pfizer gang, but anyways, during that session I squeaked up to 15, so a little bit better, but that was not it for day 3, oh no. I decided to put 30 minutes in before bed, and with dark skies and baggy eyes I reached a new personal best, which you're seeing here, 24 J-sticks in a row. This felt absolutely great to get on day 3, but I didn't feel 100% satisfied quite yet. Day 4, we are coming off of that incredible high from day 3. We've got everything going for us. We have a nice lunch break session. We have a nice nighttime session. And on to day 5. Look, it's really just more of the same. There's no new technique, there's nothing interesting about it. I am simply throwing J-sticks and trying to land them in a row at this point. That's it. Of course, as it is a contest, the thought of other entries creeps into my mind, and just for the sake of, your interest and credit where it's due, the highest that anybody had reached at this point was 33. Yes, 33 J-sticks in a row. That dude is an absolute monster. So if you want to see that and the other entries, you can check out the hashtag JStickChallenge on Instagram. It's important to mention that because as I'm grinding here, yeah, I really do want to beat my previous 24, but there's also that motivation now to chase 33, knowing that it's possible, which is absolutely insane. But with no real need to drag this out any further, I will say there were a few 15 to 17s in a row in this final stretch grind, but I really was not even able to come close to the 24 mark again. So 24 was and is my current record for this whole thing. I'll be sure to let you know how we end up doing in the challenge, but regardless of that, I'm pretty satisfied with how I was able to commit and push myself this time around. I think I got a lot further here than I really expected, and yeah, use that as motivation to grind out your next big trick. With that, I will run back my best attempt, 24 J-sticks in a row again. Huge shout out to Okendamas for running these. It's definitely a ton of fun to participate, and big shout out to everyone over on Instagram that's been grinding these out too. I appreciate all of you for checking this video out. I hope you enjoyed this journey with me, and as always, have a wonderful day. Peace.